Give Me Grace, a podcast by Ellen and Nolan, is brought to you by the Corn Dog Company, home of the Honey Dog, and by Alder Cabinet Installations, classy cabinets for classy people, and by generous contributions from the Friends of the Give Me Grace Project. With all that said, enjoy the show.
To the water, untie all the cables and rope, step onto the astroturf, get yourself a koozie, let's go. Who said anything about skiing? Floating is all I wanna do. You can climb the ladder, just don't rock the boat while I barbecue. On the pontoon, making waves and catching rays up on the roof. Jumping off the back, don't act like you don't want to. Party in slow motion, out here in the open, motorboating. Reach your hand down into the cooler. Don't drink it if the mountains are blue. Try to keep it steady as you recline on your black inner tube.
Welcome to episode 17 of Give Me Grace. This is a trip down memory lane that is being driven by Nolan Mickelson, and I, Corky Hansen, am happy and grateful to sit shotgun as the cliff comes toward us. I'm so grateful to be Louise to Nolan's Thelma.
Well, it's probably a car that has two steering wheels, it seems like, because a lot of times, whether I'm driving, you're kind of driving mostly.
Yeah, you're doing all the behind the scenes executive producing, driving. So we'll give you the drive. Well, let's say it's a special or a driver's ed car,
right?
And I've got a brake on my side, but I don't ever use it. How's that?
You got your foot hovering on the brake.
I've got my foot hovering on the brake. That's right.
We got Omar in the back seat.
That's right. That's true. So Nolan, any Nolan's notes?
Not really. I mean, wear my BYU hat because we actually won a game, so that's good.
Yeah.
Boise State had a really good game.
Yeah, poor defensive game and a terrible from about 4 minutes to halftime, and then 8 minutes after, a terrible quarter. They like gave up 4 touchdowns or something. So they got some things to work on. See if they can keep it close with Oregon.
Yeah.
Good to come away with the win on the road, though. So I'm happy.
Oh, that's Oregon next, huh?
Oregon next, yeah. They had a little trouble with Idaho, so we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
As far as a Corky's quip, just to take away from our conversation with Ginger, I thought that was really cool. That was a lot of fun to catch up with Ginger. She lives in a beautiful area, and
yes,
it's funny how kind of people intersect and stuff. She spent most of her adult life in Boise, and where I went to school, and she went to school there later after I was gone. Her kids are going to school there now, and my son's working there, and so it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
intersections.
Maybe you had a chance to bump into each other sometime.
Yeah, could be.
It's funny, like seeing the view of her home.
Yeah,
I've been there, not necessarily right where her house is.
The area,
the place that they were going on their vacation. So, and it was really interesting how much they've moved around and stuff. So like you said,
really cool to catch up. Really cool stories. That was fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, Should we bring in our guest?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. She's been in the waiting room for a few minutes. All right, here we go. So excited. This is like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
She's muted. Probably can hear us.
There she is.
There she is. She's
sideways.
sideways. Hey there.
You guys are sideways.
Are we?
Oh,
Oh no.
really? Oh, okay. So turn your device and see what we get. See if we turn the right way, because you're sideways.
There you go. That'll
That
work.
looks looking good for us. Do we look better? Or are we upside down now?
You're better now.
Okay.
I had it turned sideways just because it was easier.
Yeah. Okay. If that works for you, then we're all right side up. So
Yeah.
there we go.
You have a
Awesome.
beautiful setting.
Yeah, that is a beautiful setting.
It's just our yard.
Well, good.
Very nice.
Thanks for
Awesome.
coming in, and we'll jump into the questions so we can find out where you're at.
Yeah, that's
Where
true.
where do you live?
I live in Oregon, just south of Portland.
Oh,
We've lived here almost 18 years.
Okay. What's
awesome.
the name of the town? Oh, you're
Wilsonville.
oh, Wilsonville.
Wilsonville.
Your volume is kind of in and out.
Yeah, we don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm clear in Oregon. You have to talk really loud.
Yeah.
Okay,
So how
so
have you guys been?
We're doing great.
doing really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing this little YouTube show. Maybe
Yeah, I've been
you've heard
enjoying
about
it.
Oh, good. Good.
I sure appreciate you guys doing this. This is a lot of work,
Yeah,
is.
there's
a
a lot
lot
of
of
time.
dedication. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Well, we're cutting it down to one a week, so that should help us.
Yeah.
We've been trying
Oh,
to
one
do
a week?
one
Yeah.
a week instead of two a week,
Wise.
and that will help.
Yeah, you would. I'm sure you were burning out.
Yeah. It'll help Omar catch up a little bit, because Omar, our producer, is pretty busy with school. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate Omar too. So
yeah, he's
Good.
awesome.
So Wilsonville, Oregon. Isn't that the headquarters for some big company? Maybe
no,
I'm thinking of
nothing
something
wrong.
else. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But it's a pretty big place, Wilsonville.
It's a decent size. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's near how far to Portland?
To Portland, 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad at all there.
It's like
No.
a suburb then. You're a
Yeah.
suburb. Okay.
Yep.
A little more affordable than Portland.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
More affordable than Portland. The cost of
More
living.
affordable? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
No, not really.
really. Because
That's
I've
not
heard
true.
that I've heard that Portland is an expensive place to live.
It is. It is an expensive place, but Wilsonville's pretty expensive too. so-
Essentially part of it. Yeah, essentially part of it when you come to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Right on Highway 5.
oh, Corky's looking it up.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, you're just on Highway 5 there,
Yep.
moving south. Okay, cool.
They call it I-5.
I-5. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
All right, so we know where you're at. Tell us what
Yeah.
you do.
What do I do?
Yes.
I am a phlebotomist, the office manager, and the IV specialist at a
I-
medical.
At a medical office at a facility. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
What was
Yep.
the last thing you said? IV specialist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I spend my days giving people injections, taking blood, and nutrient IVs.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind of doctor's office is it?
Naturopathic doctor. So she's a doctor, but a naturopath, so she does both.
Awesome.
She tries to do it holistically, but we'll
Okay.
incorporate medication when necessary.
Gotcha. Okay.
That might be the way to do it. Right there.
Kind of is the way to do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is. With our healthcare system the way it is now, it's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
Pretty
sense.
busy office.
Oh yeah, always busy.
Yeah. And because you do so many different things, you stay pretty busy there, it sounds like.
Oh, I say very busy.
Yeah,
Yeah. We finally hired someone as a backup to so I can finally take vacations. If she lasts, I will train her in 2 weeks, so we'll see.
Oh boy. Tell us about your family.
So We are empty nesters. We have 3 kids. The oldest is Brandon. My middle one is Paige, my daughter, and the youngest is Dawson. They're 29, 27, and 26.
Okay. And they've flown the nest? Are they close by or they're scattered around?
Actually, my boys are both in Colorado right now working. My youngest is married. My daughter is also married. My oldest is not, just hasn't found that girl. So,
Right.
but yeah, they're doing great. All of them are college graduates. They're all doing great.
Good.
Where did they go to school?
BYUI, all 3.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. My youngest is going to go be an attorney. He's doing his internship now, and then he's going to go into law school.
Oh, nice. Where's he going to go to law school?
Where?
Yeah.
He hasn't decided that yet. He's got to do his internship first and then see where he's qualified. But yeah, he's right at the edge of making that decision.
Is he interning at a law office?
He's interning at a law office, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
In Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Is it with family?
What's that?
We talked to Brent already, so is it with Brent?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to get that
Yeah,
connection
his
there.
office is getting really busy and he needs all the help he can get. So that was
That's
a
awesome.
perfect opportunity.
Oh, nice. And that's Fort Collins, right?
Yes, Fort Collins. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Any pets?
Yeah, we have a dog. Her name's Sage. She's 13 years old now, so she's getting up there, but she's keeps us going. My husband and I, favorite thing to do, we take her on walks early in the morning, and we have a 2-mile little walk we do in the mornings, and then we do it again at night. That's one of my favorite times a day.
So you walk 4 miles a day?
Yeah.
That's
Well, the
pretty
dog
good.
walks us.
The dog walks you.
Right.
Okay.
She
Gotcha.
pulls the first half, and then we have to drag her home the second.
Ah.
Awesome.
But isn't that weird? Growing up in the country, I never thought I'd be walking a dog.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That didn't really exist where we grew up.
No, and it didn't hit me till the other day where we were walking. And I was like, we're literally on a chain walking a dog. This is really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why it came to me. Probably because of all this stuff that you guys are doing. Maybe.
Yeah,
think back.
maybe. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Who's training who, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of do you know what breed the dog is?
She is a rescue, so we're pretty sure she's a pit and lab mix.
Oh, okay.
But she may have a little bit of Ridgeback in her.
So she's pretty.
Wow. Pretty big.
She's beautiful. She's not tall like a Ridgeback. She's short like a pit bull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So she could drag you if she wanted to.
You know what? I'll tell you a funny story. I shouldn't tell you this, but we went to visit my kids at BYU, Idaho, and I was taking her to walk to keep her busy. There was a couple of college students coming the other way, and she took off. And literally, this is hilarious. She took me off balance. I fell, literally my face in the grass, and their feet are right there as I look up. Their feet are right in front of me. They're looking down at me, and I'm just like,
That's awesome.
I can't believe I did that.
Like,
And what did you say? I was like,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah. My dog
Sorry.
wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
awesome.
scared him to death. But
So before we move on, what's your husband's name, Colleen?
my husband's Mike.
Mike. And what does he do?
He is in sales, outside sales. He used to do production and sales for packaging companies that did like the Macy's bags and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he would go out and sell that. And now he's doing actually wine labels.
Oh.
And strangely enough, the marijuana industry is pretty big, and he does a lot of those too.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for a long time.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, they always told me that if you can sell something, you'll do well. And I could never sell anything. So
Yeah, not my jam either, but
yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. You didn't graduate from Grace High School, right? Or did you?
I did graduate from Grace. Yeah.
Oh, you had left, right?
Yeah, I was gone from 8th grade to the middle of our
Okay.
junior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually say fill us in from high school on, but maybe you can fill us in on from the time you left Grace before you came back?
Oh, yeah. So when I actually left Grace, I was sad to do it. It was terrifying. We were moving to a bigger place, but ends up it worked with my personality really, really well, and
Yeah.
I thrived in a school 8 times the size of Grace. I was able to basically have friends in every facet of the social structure, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and then just loved it and had fun. And then my parents moved back, so it's time for me to move back. And I thought it was going to go great, But to be fair, at the time when I moved back, Mike and I had met. We were dating,
Oh,
and so I had one foot in two different worlds,
yeah.
and they were very, very different worlds. So
Right.
Did he ever visit Grace?
a lot. Uh-huh.
I've met him then. I've met Mike.
I think
Yeah,
you may have.
I met
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
He
He
came.
came quite a bit.
He came to our homecoming game. I met him at our homecoming game.
Yes.
He came to the
Yes.
homecoming. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met
Yeah.
Mike. I remember being jealous of him because he's like
Oh,
tall and good-looking guy. I remember. I remember.
geez.
Is he
Yeah.
right there?
That's funny. What's that?
Is he right there off camera?
No, he's in the house.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
good.
okay.
He
He's
was
smart.
when we first set up because I don't do technology.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we missed our chance then.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you meet Mike then?
That's an interesting story. So I went to Spanish Fork High School. He went to Payson High School, and they're
Okay.
rivals.
Yeah.
But I lived in the country kind of between the two towns. So I worked in Payson and went to school in Spanish Fork. His cousin was one of my really good friends.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And she got stood up for a dance. It was the girls' choice dance, and she got stood up the night of. And so his mom, when he got home from work, got out like a Christmas sweater or something that she'd bought him for Christmas and said, "Put this on. You're taking your cousin to this dance so that she doesn't feel stupid." So she introduced us at that dance.
Oh, I see.
That's
And we
cool.
remember meeting, we remember shaking hands, but there was no like fireworks or anything, but we both remember that. And then
Uh-huh.
it was a week or so later that he called her up and took her to get a Coke just to thank her for taking him to the dance, and brought her to where I was working at the Polar Queen in Peace. And so she was saying, Colleen, Colleen, Colleen. And then he saw me and decided he went home. Matter of fact, wasn't that night, it was like a few nights later, because he kept coming back every single time I worked. I'd get on and he'd come immediately. And I found out later that he was in cahoots with the girls at his high school because they had my schedule.
Oh, nice.
So they were doing that, and they would all disappear. Like all the other people that could have waited on, he'd come in and they'd all disappear.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, he worked his way around.
So he manufactured a series of meet cutes then.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was very good.
So what year of school would that have been that you met?
We met our sophomore year.
Okay.
Yep, right as we were turned 16. I think I was 16, he was 15 when
Okay.
we met.
Awesome.
Were you in the same grade though?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
a class of 89 also, huh?
Yeah.
Colleen, you have a fall birthday, as I recall. You're one of the older ones in our class.
Yeah, 99.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you see that picture behind me?
The picture of what?
Can you see the picture behind me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can see there's people there, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's your 6th grade picture.
Oh gosh.
Class
Yeah.
picture.
My words.
It's our class picture. So you'll get to see it. We usually have you go through and see if you can name them. So you just have to do that on your own when you see the episode come out. You'll just have to
Okay.
see how many you can name.
Yeah,
I'll
we're not
do
gonna
that. I'll
we're
do
not gonna
that.
test you.
Yeah.
We already went through this picture with Travis.
Oh, we
Rumbley.
did, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, you're sitting next to Marie, between Marie and Amy.
Amy
Oh,
Gummerfeld.
perfect.
First row of benches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two
Yeah.
wonderful people.
And Corky's down on the front row.
I was always on the front row. Oh yeah, that's that weird smile. Yeah. Picture. Fun. All
Okay,
right.
so anything else you want to say about Spanish Fork and Payson?
No.
Okay, so then you came back to Grace
Mhm.
reluctantly, but you thought it would work out well.
I thought it'd be fine because I, in my opinion, I was friends with everybody when I left. I didn't see that there would be any problem when I came back, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit different than I thought. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. People
yeah,
had changed.
everybody, it's that time. I miss those years where you really do all your growing and
Yes.
changing. So I missed all of
Mhm.
that. and
Yeah,
then
I
came
could
in
see
at
that.
the end. So,
Yeah.
and it didn't help to have one foot in one place and one foot in the other because
Yeah.
my head wasn't all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you when you first came back, and you said that because of your schedule, you had a choice between like Class A and Class B. Like you're like, this is such a small high school, I forgot. I remember you struggled with that in comparison to where you'd been too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was talking, I think it was years ago, but I was talking to Jeff Stokes, and he was saying he came from a big school to a small school.
Yeah.
And for him, the small school worked out better, you know, and I just remember him saying, well, you must have one of those personalities that works, you know, in big schools.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just not a small school person.
Well, you know, most of us who grew up in Grace didn't live anywhere else, right? And so that works best. I think it works best to grow up in Grace when you haven't ever lived anywhere else, because you don't have anything to compare it with.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
So,
well, and the thing I found that was interesting is the people that had been my friends, suddenly I was not just Colleen, the same person that you all went to grade school with. I was like the new girl in town.
yeah.
And the other girls, especially the, you know, the Fun Bunch crowd, they did not like that at all.
It was almost like a different
somehow threatened by that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, I mean, you've been gone for 3 years.
Yeah.
You had changed, they had changed.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. We've talked to Brett Keller, who came from a big town to a small town.
Yeah. He was younger though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Anderson went from a small town to a bigger town.
Yeah. And he thrived, right?
Yeah, he thrived.
Right. But he said in his episode that he missed the small town.
Yeah.
Oh.
In some ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had Jeff Stokes on maybe a couple episodes again, and you'll see too that he said exactly what he said to you. He liked the smaller town. Mm-hmm. He felt safer, you know, so.
Yeah, and I felt more confined, so.
Yeah.
You know, I would say growing up in Grace, I would have always wanted to go to a bigger high school with more options, more opportunities, different types of people. But looking back, I'm certainly grateful for Grace and the friends that I have there. But yeah, from high school graduation, what did you do?
We're getting old. We don't even know what year we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, I went to school at Idaho State. I roomed with Kirsten and Joy, and we had a ton of fun.
Oh, awesome.
I didn't get to see them as much as I wanted to because I was cheering and working and going, you know, full-time plus school. So, but we had a blast, and it was really fun. And then life changed, and I left and went to California. Worked there for a while, moved back just before my husband came home from his mission, and we were engaged at that point to be married about 3 months after he got home. And he'd been home about a week, and he said, we need to move the wedding up. And I was like, we can't do that, everything's scheduled. And he's like, do you want to go to the temple? Yeah, we're moving it up. So we were married within a month.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he wasn't even home a month, and we were married. So
how about that? Well,
yeah.
Know thyself. That's awesome. Good job on you to pivot.
Yeah.
Let's go back to, so you roomed with Joy and Kirsten.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you were working also. Where did you work while you were there?
So I worked at the Learning Center for people that were trying to get their GEDs.
Okay.
And I would do that and help them, you know, with their studies and stuff like that. And then in the evenings that I wasn't cheering, I worked at Kmart.
Oh, wow. Busy.
You were a busy person, yeah. Tell us about cheering.
It was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was glad when it was done.
It's probably a challenge to cheer for the Idaho State Bengals, I would imagine.
Thank you, Corky.
Your acting skills had to come into play as well.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Here's a Corky to nail it right on the head.
Well, did you cheer in Utah when you were in high school?
I did in high school.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's compare cheering in high school in Utah and cheering. Did you cheer in Grace too?
No.
So cheering in high school in Utah, I would say, is probably similar to Texas, where it's a big deal.
Right. We went to competition.
Yeah.
So, we cheered for all the sports, but we also went to competition. We got 4th in the nation that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you did that at ISU, and then you were like, I'm good. I'm done with it.
Well,
Or
because then
you
I
miss
came home
it.
from his mission. We got married. I'm not the kind of girl that's going to be married and cheering in
Yeah.
college. There are those.
There are.
There are. Yeah.
There are.
Did you graduate from ISU?
I did not. I graduated from UVU.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once you got married, you were down in that area again.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Did Mike? So you were in Pokey while Mike was on his mission.
Yes.
Okay.
And, yeah.
You graduated as a Wolverine in what year?
Holy smokes. What year was that? My kids were still little.
Okay.
But I had all 3 of my kids.
Oh, okay. So
But they were still little. So
least 99 then. Maybe.
Oh, it was later than that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm no, maybe not. Wait.
I was curious because I went to UVSU for 1 semester in 1993.
UVSC. Yeah, we were there. I think we were there at the same time because I think we talked when we were there.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I don't remember a lot about it, but I thought it was really strange to see someone from Grace there.
Awesome.
I got kicked out of BYU, so I had to go somewhere. So
Well, yeah. That's what happens.
it was fun. I liked it. It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then from there, I went to Weber State. But
Oh, good.
This is your episode, not mine. So yeah, then you got married, and then when did y'all move to Oregon, and what was the decision to move to Oregon?
So my husband was working for a company, a packaging company there, and they sold. And he actually he was one of the only people that got kept on to the company that bought them. And they used him for a few years, and then they sold. And so it was time for Mike to find something different. So that's what brought him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you end up working in a doctor's office?
So I actually did daycare in my home for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
I've raised a lot of kids. I have 3 of my own, but I've raised a lot of kids. And then about 4 years ago, I closed my business down, sold it out, and decided I needed to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Sounds like you were a
I
teacher.
couldn't do kids anymore because I'm going to have grandkids, and I didn't want to be, worn out, or I wanted to be fresh for that. So, so I went to school and became a phlebotomist and IV tech.
Awesome.
When you graduated from UVU, what was your degree from?
Psychology and sociology.
Okay. Are you analyzing us at this moment?
No. No, I did that.
I've already done all that.
But it's true. If you understand children, you understand all people.
Well, that's what I was going to say. She could analyze this as a psychologist or as a daycare provider. We're open to either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our episode, I think we decided that we're the same. We're just older versions of ourselves.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Well, it should be mentioned, Colleen. I think I did some math earlier. You had 3 preschoolers at the same time.
Yeah.
Your kids are pretty close together in age.
They're
If
very
they're
close together. Yep.
3 years apart, 4 years apart now, 3 kids in 4 years.
Yep.
That's some heavy duty momming right there.
That's hats off to you for that. Like,
Oh.
we have 3 kids, but they're more spread out. I don't know how.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, I guess you grew up in a big family, Nolan. You have no excuse.
I know. But it just doesn't transfer in this generation.
Yeah.
Look, all three of us have
We
3
have
kids.
3. Each of us have 3. And I think I might be the youngest or the fewest amount of siblings of the 3 of us. You have 7 siblings, right? No?
There's 6 of us, yeah.
There are
Same.
6 of you. Oh, 6 of me. Okay, same. What about you, Colleen? How many siblings do you have?
I have 6.
You were 6 also. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all the same then.
We're
Yeah.
so-
I guess growing up in a big family, it was easy for me to just take on extra kids because
That's
Yeah.
true.
I spent years just with
Well, that's
all
true.
the kids
Yeah.
in the neighborhood everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 3 is the new 6 anyway. So
I think so. It must be. Yeah.
Yeah.
we're waterproof. Yeah.
I don't know if I could afford 6 kids at this point.
I don't think anybody can.
There's that.
Crazy.
All right. So are we ready? We ready to move on?
I
Sure.
think so. If
Okay,
Colleen's ready to
so-
move on.
Favorite food, Colleen?
Oh, I love all food.
Okay. If you-
Favorite food, I don't know. It depends on the day.
okay. What was your favorite today?
Today? Oh, we had steak today. I love steak.
There you go.
Yeah,
Steak's
there you go.
good. So, what about beverage? What do you find yourself drinking usually?
You guys may not remember this, but I used to drink Diet Coke like mad all the time. That's
That
all
sounds
I
a
ever
little
drank.
familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly water now. Just
Okay.
about 4 years ago, I quit the Diet Coke and I'm just a water girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about dessert? Got a favorite out there?
Ooh, like chocolate fudge brownie with vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
very rich.
Do you do the when you do brownies, do you do dark chocolate or just like the regular chocolate brownie?
Do I do what chocolate?
Dark chocolate or regular?
Oh no, I like regular chocolate.
Oh, okay.
No, chocolate.
All right.
While we're talking about food, we have to do a real quick commercial for
that's
our
right.
sponsor.
That's
Our
right.
sponsor is the Corn Dog Company, and they have 2 locations in Oregon, in Bend and Eugene.
Oh,
Nice.
Are either of those anywhere near?
I don't think so.
They're both several hours south of me,
Okay.
but my husband goes down there all the time.
So he'll have to be the one to go and try the Corn Dog Company. So if he's in Bend or Eugene,
I'll let him know.
Awesome.
Give Me Grace, a podcast by Alan and Nolan, will return after these brief messages. At Alder Cabinet Installations, we design classy cabinets for classy people. Looking for a custom cabinet installation for your home or business? Let Alder Cabinet Installations do the work for you. Let us save you money and reduce frustration. We do kitchens, bathrooms, entertainment centers, family rooms, mud rooms, laundry rooms, home offices, and more. Alder Cabinet Installations. Would you like to see the custom cabinets we can design for you? Alder would. Visit our website, aldercabinet1.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Now back to this episode of Give Me Grace, a podcast by Alan and Nolan.
All right. So what about music?
I like all kinds of music. I could go anywhere from like bass country to pop to rap to
Okay.
anything. I like all
Do
kinds.
do you listen to a lot of music?
Not anymore. I really don't. I have a huge Audible account and I listen to books.
Oh, okay. So you listen to audiobooks. Does one come to mind that you've listened to recently?
Oh, one of my favorite of all times is Pillars of the Earth
Pillars of the Earth.
with Ken Follett.
That sounds a little familiar.
And there's a series there, Follow the Giants. They're huge books, but
Okay.
I love them.
do you like to read also, or just listen?
You know, I do, but
You're so busy.
I can't ever stay focused. So if I'm actually reading, I don't retain.
Yeah.
But if my hands are busy with something else, I can listen and retain it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of people that are busy, they just, like my wife, if she sits down to read a book, she'll end up falling asleep. So she has to listen while she's doing chores or other things. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just easier to focus for me.
So if we go back to music, do you remember what kind of music you listened to back in high school days? Were you the same then?
I was the same then. I've never been like a huge music junkie. I like music
Okay.
Mhm.
and I'll listen, but for anything,
Yeah.
honestly.
And
I
then,
either
and
like
then,
it or I don't. But
of course, we go through that stage where we're listening to our kids' music when they're young, or kid.
you know
type
what?
music.
My kids really like our music.
Like
They like
80s
the
music.
80s music. My kid, especially my boys, they listen to that all the time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
that's good music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about hobbies? You guys, you and Mike walk as a hobby. What?
Yeah. I
What
love
else?
to swim. I like to swim laps. I love to garden. I used to do scrapbooks. Remember when you had to did them manually?
Yeah.
I was really good at that, and I've got these huge books that now I just want to copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to
Can
do
I
that.
just scan these? Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of the things I like.
They used to have stores for scrapbooking. I don't
Yes.
know if they still exist or not, but
And I spent a lot of money at those stores.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. My older sister Corey was into that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
I will ask one more question about music. Do you like Air Supply?
What did you say?
Do you like Air Supply?
I mean, some of their songs,
Okay.
not all, but yeah.
Yeah. We're finding that a lot of people have they kind of like Air Supply, or they really like Air Supply.
Yeah.
Some people were going to go to I think somebody went to an Air Supply concert in Pocatello. They're supposed to report back to us on that.
Oh,
Have you all been to any concerts? You and Mike.
again?
Have you been to any concerts, any music concerts?
Oh, gosh, not since high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I went on dates to concerts in high school, but other than that,
Can you remember one of them? Like, what did you go to?
Heart. One of
Okay.
Art.
They're good.
I took me to Heart, and what other one? I can't even remember.
I think Heart is from Oregon, right?
Oh, I have no idea. This was in Utah.
I think, yeah, but I think the group Heart was from the Northwest somewhere. All right. So we know that you went to Grace Elementary. We have a picture proving it.
You approve?
Did you go all 6 years in Grace, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times were you in Corky's class? Do you know?
How many times was I at Corky's house?
Were you in
No, in
Corky's
our class.
Were you in the
Oh, I
same
don't
class?
know.
Let's go through. Do you remember your teachers in elementary school?
Oh,
Well, let's.
Clark was first grade.
Okay. What about? Did you have Clark again for third grade?
I don't think, no, I had her once.
Okay, because I had Clark for third, so you must have been in the other third grade class.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That was somebody, but I can't remember who it was now. Obviously, somebody.
Somebody taught the class.
How about fourth grade? Do you remember? Did you have Mrs. Wilker upstairs?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Fourth grade
We-
Welker.
we
Then
were in that class.
Kingston.
Then you had Kingston. I was
Low.
in Mr. Clark, and then we had Low. We were both in Low,
Mm-hmm.
sixth grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mrs. Wilker's upstairs room was magical and made you feel like, made us feel like super old that we could go to the upstairs. Do you remember anything from Mrs. Wilker's class? In the upstairs room?
Yeah, I remember that it was an honor to be in the upstairs room. Everyone,
Right? Yeah.
that was big. That was a huge thing. Yeah, I remember that.
Nothing specific though.
Nothing
Any other
specific.
memories from elementary school?
No, I remember we played a lot of soccer.
Is that right?
Like our grade when it was nice out, we played a lot of soccer in the church parking lot.
I wonder if I did.
And I was always the goalie.
And
Really?
John Christensen was one of the few kids who grew up in Grace who played soccer. So he was
did he end up
probably the
playing?
leader of that. He played soccer when we were younger in Soda, but none of the
Oh.
rest of us went to Soda to play soccer. But
Right.
he had gone, so he was one of the few who played soccer. So I'm guessing he was one of the leaders of that game.
Yeah, he was actually. He actually was, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
did you go to the sixth grade dance in Thatcher? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, I remember going. I don't remember anything specific about it.
Okay. Good.
My theory is that I must have been there, but I don't remember anything about it.
Any favorite teachers stand out for junior high?
I thought we had great junior high teachers, to be honest. I really liked Welker, Lloyd. I liked my dad. I liked Washburn, Mr. Shaw, always.
Sure.
Yeah. She was talking to me behind the scenes about band because we were both saxophone players.
Saxophone players, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, she was a saxophone player. I pretended to play the saxophone.
You played just fine.
Um, you were on student council with me in junior high, right?
Was I?
I think so.
Don't remember.
You don't remember being like the class representative or anything like that?
I mean, that rings a bell.
Because we would have meetings. Do you remember having meetings with Mrs. Lloyd?
Yes.
Okay, so you were on student council.
I must have.
Yeah, if you had meetings with Mrs. Lloyd and about 6 or 7 other kids, that was
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember that too.
Yeah.
So you went to 8th grade in Utah?
In Utah.
Oh, okay. I
I started 8th grade here in Grace, but
Grace.
I ended up moving to Utah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then your senior year back in Grace, any teachers stand out from Grace High School?
I mean, Mrs. Thursby, I thought Mrs. Thursby was great. I really did.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
What you had English with her?
I had English with her. Yeah. It turned out kind of sad because I really thought she was fantastic. She was my favorite teacher. And then one day we got into class and she's like, okay, get out a piece of paper. We're having a quiz. I had forgotten about the quiz and Tara Stevens had forgotten about the quiz. And I turned around and looked at her like, did you remember? And I think we were just like in shock and stressing. And she got really mad at us and thought that we were making fun of her somehow, which we weren't. We were just lamenting that we'd kind of dropped the ball on this whole test thing. So she was like yelling at us. And if you want to be snotty, you can just leave. And I'm like, well, hell, I'm out of here. I got up and walked out. See ya. Because I didn't do anything. So Tara and I both walked and we ended up finishing our English with Mr. Kingston.
Through like
I don't think she expected us to actually walk, but
how about that? Yeah. Win-win, no quiz. You don't have to
I'm
take
a little bit fiery.
Yeah.
A little? You have a tendency to be fiery?
I think I'm pretty nice, but yeah, I don't get buffaloed around a lot.
Have you gotten better at controlling it, or it still comes out when needed?
Oh, it comes out when I need it, but I'm way more mellow. Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly, a lot. Yeah. But it's a good thing to have when you need it.
Yeah.
Sure.
What about your teachers in Utah? Any memorable? We wouldn't know them, but
I had an English teacher in Utah that was fantastic. She was amazing. Yeah.
So it sounds like English was one of your favorite subjects.
You know, it was one of my favorite subjects. I wasn't the best at it, but it was actually my favorite subject.
And I think it spawned your love of reading, it sounds like, too.
That's got to be where it came from. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I didn't read a lot, honestly. Growing up, I didn't read a lot just because I couldn't focus. You know, my mind was always all over the place.
So what is something that you think about regularly from your high school years?
You know, the funniest story I can think of, it was junior high. It was just before we moved, and Angie and Marcy and I were really, really good friends.
Okay.
And we were in Washburn's class, and we started laughing about something, and Angie was laughing so hard she couldn't stop, and she was crying. And we were laughing, and I don't know where Marcy came up with this, but Washburn's like, "What's going on?" And Marcy goes, she's having an issue. She needs her milk. Where she came up with that, I have no idea.
Milk, huh? And
he got really serious, and he's like, this is serious. And so I jump in. It's serious. We gotta go get her milk. So Marcy and I leave to go get milk, which she doesn't need. And when we got back, he had come to the party, and he did his little shuffle thing. He kept us after and was just really telling us, you can't do that because someone could actually be hurt. I have apologized to him for that, but
yeah.
Very good. That's a good one. So he's looking it up, trying to figure out what condition requires milk.
Well, I think she finally quit laughing. So by the time we got back, she was done laughing and had told him, like, I don't need milk.
Oh, he needs some milk.
But what was the reason that she was laughing so hard?
I can't remember what the joke was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have any other stories where you want to tell on a classmate of yours? No,
No.
that was your story. Marcy lied to cover up why she was laughing so hard.
To cover up why Angie was laughing so hard.
Right. Yeah. And milk was the first thing she could think of.
Yeah, where she came up with that, I don't know. And why I just jumped in and like, yeah, that's exactly what needs to happen. I don't know.
She needs her milk.
Oh, he needs some milk.
Marcy and I talk about that every time we talk.
Yeah, that's good. And she remembers it too.
Oh, yeah.
And does Angie remember it as well?
I don't know. I haven't asked her, but I'm sure she does.
We'll have to ask her. I think we're talking to her coming up sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can get the two of them on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're reluctant to schedule with us, but
that's right.
We're not going to give up.
They are?
Yeah, they're not scheduled.
Yeah.
So you can put in the good word.
I will. I absolutely will.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are shy, I think. Yeah.
Well, neither of them graduated from Grace.
Right.
So they feel that I'm like, you're part of our class.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So,
yep.
All right. Well,
let's
move on to
the grab bag. Here we go. So in the year 2004, Napoleon Dynamite came out. Do you remember where you were or anything about that?
I just remember that my boys and my husband thought it was freaking hilarious. It is not my kind of humor.
Okay.
But I laugh a lot at it because I laugh at them, their reactions.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So, but yeah, I remember it very distinctly, and it has been in our house a lot because every time they get together, they have to do their guy thing. Watch it again.
Very good.
Do they laugh so hard that they need milk?
Yes, exactly.
So what is your kind of humor then?
What is what?
You said that's not your kind of humor. What's your kind of humor?
What is my kind of humor? I don't know.
What's your favorite like comedy movie or something? Do you have a favorite comedy movie?
I don't know.
No.
Do I look like a deer in the headlights?
No, I'm putting you on the spot. You don't have to. I mean, that's not one of the questions. You said that's not your kind of humor. I was just curious if.
Yeah. Well, dumb humor like that. I get that a lot of people think that's really funny. I just don't so much.
Yeah.
But because it was Preston and because I get it, I think it was fine.
Yeah.
Resonates. I was just looking up the Pillars of the Earth book series, and they don't look to be comedy books.
No, they're not. No, they're very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're for like 14th century.
Yeah.
Epic saga type stuff. Yeah.
A mysterious secret disrupts the succession to the English throne. That stuff.
Yeah.
All right. How about Bluebell or Turner's? Did you spend any time at either of those places?
I've been to both. I spent a lot more time at Bluebell.
What'd you do at Bluebell?
I did not do the games that you guys all did. I learned how to play pool.
Awesome.
Marcy and I both learned to play pool together there. We were there a lot. I can't anymore, but I could then. I could shoot left or right-handed.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I still can shoot left or right-handed, but I'm not as good as I was back then. Just maybe not enough time.
Are you predominantly right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed normally. I was supposed to be left-handed. My mom wouldn't have it. My dad was left-handed.
Okay.
So I would pick everything up with my left hand, but she would change it.
Oh, wow.
So I can kind of bat both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I dribble a basketball with my left better than my right, which is weird.
Yeah.
It sounds like you are a left-hander that was forced to be a right-hander. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because I do a left-handed cartwheel too.
That makes sense.
I remember your dad being a lefty. I thought that was because I'm left-handed, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
But he was also left-handed. There are so few of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What about Soda Springs or Preston? Did you hang out in either of those places?
Ah, I would say equally both.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say equally both.
But
Did you remember
didn't you-
anything you did, or any kinds of things you would do in either of those places?
Well, mostly if we go to Soda Springs, it was like on a date or, just to go get a Coke or something like that. Preston, it was a lot of dates.
Okay.
Wow. So she had dates, Corky.
I don't know.
Me and Corky
we
didn't
went-
know anything about that word
We
date.
went on a date. Colleen and I went on a date or two.
Oh, really?
A dance, I think. I think I have a picture of us at a dance somewhere. I think so. Yeah.
Was it like a formal dance or just a casual?
No, it no, it wasn't. There was a theme. I think it was like tropic theme or something.
Was it the palm tree that we made?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
we should not have tried that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I remember sitting in the hall trying to make this stupid palm tree.
Yeah.
And I'm not an artist.
Yeah, so that was the theme or something. So
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
look at
remember. I
that.
don't think we went to Soda or Preston though. So that must have been someone else.
So that would have been on senior year then, of course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Senior year.
Yep. So look, you did have dates, Corky.
Well, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I had a few here and there. Yeah. Not as many
Colleen.
as anyone else.
Yeah.
I didn't date much. Yeah. All right. Well, this isn't my episode, Nolan.
But I just discovered something I didn't know.
All right. Pocatello or Logan?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
You lived in Pocatello after high school. And
I
then,
did.
But kind of
I
having
don't really love
Utah.
Pocatello. I don't really like it that much.
Yeah.
But as far as time spent, it was
Okay.
equal until college, of course. Then I always spent more time.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Did
Chubbuck.
you,
Did you spend any time in Chubbuck, Colleen?
yeah. Did you live there or anything?
Do you know, I lived with a family friend in Chubbuck for about 4 months.
Yes. Awesome. We love it when we
Yeah.
can find connections to Chubbuck.
We have to try to touch on Chubbuck in this episode.
Yeah.
Or every episode.
So, what about the county fair? You had a few when you were younger, maybe, and the
Yeah.
Caribou County Fair, and then
Yeah,
older.
I
Do you have any
love the county
memories of the fair?
What was your favorite thing about it?
Oh, just getting to see everybody, riding rides, hanging
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Love the rodeos.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, but I lived a couple blocks from the fairgrounds, in Grace. My mom hated the fair.
Oh,
hated
did
it
she?
so much because she couldn't keep track of us during the fair. She just hated it. Oh, she hated it.
Well, you were always roaming around the streets.
Oh
Courtney.
yeah, we were there all the time.
I just remember you and David and Corey,
Yeah,
or just
yeah, we were there a lot.
and David Meller. He was always up roaming the streets too.
Yeah, yeah, and I did everything at the fair, but watch out for my brothers. I wouldn't do that. I would do everything else.
It's this time for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I could have helped my mom hate the fair less, I think, probably, but I didn't. Yeah. All right. We're ready for Nolan's questions.
I was going to ask you what's something that we might not know about you, but I just found out something I didn't know about you, the two of you. So
we went on a date.
yeah.
Well, we
But-
had a thing going in grade school. Remember that?
What's that?
You and I had a thing going in grade school too.
We did.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say just a second ago.
Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah. So I remember calling out to your house and hoping you would answer. It was probably 6th or 7th grade. It's probably 6th grade. And I remember, and your dad answered the phone. So I made my voice really high pitched and tried to pretend that I was a girl to ask for you. And he just, I recognize it now as just him playing along, because when he was done, when I said, is Colleen there and everything, he's like, asked a few questions. and he's like, Colleen, one of your idiot boyfriends is on the phone or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
that tells us that there were other idiot boyfriends too, though.
Well, it was something like
One
one of your
of-
idiot friends or something.
One
Yeah.
of your idiot friends. Okay.
He made sure that I knew that he knew that I was being
That
dumb.
sounds like my dad.
Okay.
That was funny.
All right. Well, that was great. Anything else that we didn't know about you already?
Oh, there's so much no one knows about me.
Yeah. Any one that you want to share, or you'd rather
No, I'm good.
You're good. I think we discovered a lot right there.
The
Yeah,
bombshell,
I probably could have
bombshell
given
that
you plenty to answer that question. Yeah.
that was the bombshell.
When was the last time that you were in Grace?
For my dad's funeral. So it would have been a year ago this past June.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Not the reason
Or
that.
May.
Yeah. Prior to that, had been probably since high school, or did you
Prior
go?
to that was when my mom passed.
Okay.
And then, gosh, I didn't go back very much at all.
Yeah. And now you don't have any family or connection there, do you?
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. We share that.
Don't you?
No, my parents moved away from there in 2010.
Oh, okay.
They were the last ones. Yeah.
Where are they at now?
My dad's in Salmon.
Okay.
And my mom passed away 2 years ago. And
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah. Nolan's parents are doing really well though.
My dad is 95 and my mom's 90, but their memories are getting so bad. It's sad. It's tough, but
Yeah.
we still have them, but it's not the same. They're not the same people they were, and
It's hard, isn't it?
it's tough.
Yeah.
But I have empathy for the two of you who have lost a parent, so I can be grateful that mine are still alive, but
mine weren't doing well either before they passed. I know what that feels like.
yeah, it's difficult. And it's hard to be away, isn't it? Like
It is.
there's not much you can do
Yeah.
away, but it's really interesting that when I am around them, my brother and sister say that they perk up for a day or two, and then they go back to kind of the way they were before. But
I noticed that because when my mom was really bad, I would go out for, a week or two here or there and help my dad with my mom. She'd perk up when I got there for the first couple of days, and then she'd crash again.
yeah.
So, but they do, they like to get to see their family before.
Yeah. With the passage of time, what does growing up in Grace mean to you?
I loved growing up in Grace. I really did. I had a great childhood. I think we all had pretty strong core values.
Did you work on the fish farm for a while?
I did. I fed the fish a lot,
Yeah.
sucked the little eggs, picking eggs, I think they called it.
I worked there.
Yeah, I did that sometime.
Is there anything from your time growing up that you would do differently?
Oh, always. I mean, I don't believe anybody that says they wouldn't do anything differently. There's certainly scenarios or situations where I might have handled it differently, retrospect, but I am who I am and I am where I am, and that's what made me me. So
yeah. And we can't go back, whether we'd like to or not, we can't.
Right.
I think the best we can do is learn from the things that we would like to have changed, and hopefully learn from those things. But
well, I don't know, Colleen, if I knew that your time coming back for that year and a half was filled with turmoil the way that you describe it. I think I missed that it wasn't great.
It was just the little leaders of the fun club group that the girls that they just decided I was a threat to
your arrival.
Something. Yeah. I don't know what. I wasn't a threat to anybody, but I mean, psychology at that age, small town, I guess your territory gets threatened. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
but they did what they could to make it impossible or make it hard for me, but it made me strong, and I'm grateful for it.
So I'll add that to the list of like 7,427 things that I wish I were more sensitive to.
We were all in our own worlds, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We picked up on what we picked up on. We missed what we missed.
Yeah. My head was so far up my own world that yeah. Yeah.
I think we all were. But for the most part, I think everybody was really nice. So
good.
That's an interesting thing I want to ask you. When you moved to Utah, how was it there? Were you welcomed in? Were you befriended? Or was it difficult to make friends?
So my mom told me when we moved, she said, be careful who you get in with, because the people that will accept you first are the people that you might not necessarily want to be with. So I was very careful and watchful and kind of took my time to decide where I wanted to be. But I ended up with friends from every single socioeconomic, the social strata. You
were the bridge friend. You were the one that was like friends with this group. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's honorable that you can make friends with people that, other people might not. Oh, I don't want to be friends with them. But you're able to make friends with them.
Pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still keep in touch with a lot of the Spanish Fork people, right?
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, for years and years, there was about 30 of us girls, and one of us would host once a month, and we'd get together.
Okay.
I haven't been able, since we moved here, I've been to a few, but I haven't been able to make it to them, but they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but how do you feel that you've changed from 1989 till now?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I think we all have more perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Much more perspective. Definitely more settled, more calm. I'm comfortable in my own skin, I guess.
Good.
That's nice.
Do you feel that it took you a while to feel that way, or you felt that way for a long time? Being comfortable in your own skin? I
feel like I was always kind of comfortable in my own skin because I always kind of did my own thing. I wasn't a real follower, but with maturity, and with growth, you just get more comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You're the psychology major, and I'm the one psychoanalyzing Colleen, but no, it's been really great for you to share. Like, I'm so glad that we were able to have you do an episode with us.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to.
Yeah, this has been awesome to reconnect.
That's great. Yeah, sure, appreciate you guys, really do. And it's been so nice to see everybody in the ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
Really fun.
We're learning so much about not just what they've done since high school, but it's been really fun to see that people are the same in a lot of ways, just older.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have, Corky?
I don't think so. Just thank you for coming on with this. It's been awesome.
Yep, it has. Thank you so much, guys.
Welcome. And do you have any last thing you want to share, or
no?
We'll call it good.
No.
Okay, that's great. Well, tell Mike hi from us, and I guess we'll be in touch with you as well. And we're hoping to someday have an actual class reunion, and certainly we would want to see you there in person.
I'll do what I can to be there.
If we can do that. All right. Have a good night.
Guys.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm a chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home.